Hi, this is Nicole Woodard with eXp Realty, and this is part 2 of how I work with buyers. Let's talk a little bit about the logistics. So I mentioned in part 1, I'm going to set you up on a portal to receive information on houses as they become available that match your criteria. And we can change your criteria at any time, but it makes a real nice place for you to be able to interact with your partner. If you've got anyone else involved in the process, you can heart, you can like houses. You can see houses as they come on the market, as they go under contract, and so you can see all that stuff real time. And that MLS is by far the most accurate place to find this information. So we'll get that set up. Now, if you're coming into town, let's just say in a week or two, then by all means, as soon as you know what your schedule is, let me know when you'll be here so that I can block off time. And so again, I'm talking to those who are relocating here. We're going to get to you local folks here in just a minute. But anyway, so we'll actually schedule in advance 2 or 3 or however many 3 or 4 hour blocks to try to see as many of the options that are available to you as we can in a shorter period of time. From a information overview kind of becomes an information overload, but let's just say an information overview, so that we can start doing some eliminating of options for consideration. So we'll do that, and then if at any point in the process you see a house you like, we may stop right then and prepare the offer, or we just keep going and we keep considering things like that. When I show property, I will bring with me data. I love data. We'll talk a lot about data. But every house that I would show you, I would bring with me the full agent report. That would also include the tax printout, so it would show what the tax assessed value is. We'll talk about that. Also the taxes, the tax rates that are being charged by the city, county, and school district that actually that home it will be taxed by. We'll look at the history of the property. If there have been any transactions where it's been bought or sold, I'll know that. I'll know if were any loans originated on the property. We may or may not know what they actually paid for it if it wasn't bought or sold on MLS, but we'll have a good indication by what they borrowed. We won't know what they owe against the property, but we will know what they originated when they purchased. So there's lots of information that's on that. I'll also do a quick snapshot CMA of that community, just to, if nothing else, but to have, again, a broad overview of, let's just say I'm showing you a house that's, in the $800,000 price range, and come to find out that is the biggest, bestest house in that neighborhood by $200,000. You're going to want to know that before you walk into that house. Conversely, if I'm showing you an $800,000 house and every other house in the community is priced at well over $1 million, you're going to go into that knowing that you're buying a home in an area where your investment will be safe. So again, just baseline information. I don't do full-on analysis because, again, back to what we said with the no pressure but urgency, is if you don't like the house, none of this data matters. I also download any and all information that the seller's agent has made available for us. Sometimes that includes a seller's disclosure or a survey or a floor plan. So any and all tools that are available to me, I will have with me as we go and we look at properties. Okay, so that's the relocation world. Let's talk about local or let's just say you're relocating here and now you're living in temporary housing and you're waiting daily and anxiously for those updates to come on the market. In this market right now, most homes come on the market, most new listings come on the market on Thursdays and Fridays. Most of the time there will be an open house either Saturday or Sunday, and most of the time there will be an offer deadline either Sunday or Monday to where they can entertain all offers. Now this is subject to change, right? Our market is ever changing, but that is it for now. No guarantees, and by the way, no rules. There are no rules for multiple offers. So one of the things I encourage the clients I represent to do, and I have a formula that I'll recommend that we follow for the offers we make. It all starts with net to seller. So at the end of the day, regardless of how clean your offer is, if you're offering a price that nets the seller less than somebody else, that somebody else is probably going to get first dibs. That being said, we'll structure it. I'll coach you up on really helping you determine what is the highest price that you would be willing to pay for this home, such that somebody else was willing to pay $1 more and you'd be okay with it, right? Like, you want it, you take it. So we figure out whatever that number is, you figure that out, you let me know, and then I structure the deal. We do almost everything digitally these days. I will have some paper with me in the beginning. I am going to be, you'll have, by this point, you'll have documents, copies of the contracts that ultimately you'll be signing digitally, but almost everything we'll do will be nice and easy and nice and convenient for you. So once we get to that point where we've exhausted all the inventory that's currently available, perhaps there's nothing that met your needs, or we pursued several, didn't get them, then at that point we literally are at the mercy of new listings. So when new listings come on the market that match your criteria, you're automatically going to get an email, as am I. When that happens, look at it. Look at everything you've seen about it. Compare it to what you know in your mind you've already seen and like or don't like, and determine if this is a viable candidate for you. If you're in a position to do so, drive by it on your way home from work, or drive by it, zip over there, see if you like the location, see if you like the community, see if it looks as good on the outside as you think it might. Reach out to me, let me know. It is my business commitment to get you into that home within 24 hours. Now, here's the thing. This is a very rapidly moving market. I can only be at one place at a time. So it's very possible that it could be me showing you the property. It could be one of my showing associates. Those are Realtor associates that work with me on a regular basis and help with my clients, because again, we have a commitment to speedy service here. It could also be an agent that literally just gets paid to show you that one house. And that's at our expense, of course, because it's important to us that we get you in that home as quickly as possible and at a time that is convenient for you. So it's quite possible, that's my point, that I may or may not be the one to physically open the door of the home that you ultimately buy. And that's okay, because by this point, we've educated you on the market. We've educated you, you know what you like and what you don't like, and we've gotten you in to see it. And you may even see it on an open house. And if you do, that's great. One of the reasons why I host open houses, not me personally, but one of the reasons why I have my listings open that first weekend is to give as much of that pent up demand an opportunity to walk through that house as possible, and also give my fellow showing agents a little bit of a break, so that if they are double or triple booked for a weekend, they'll still be able to get their client in to see my listing. So that we'll see that a lot. So bottom line is, it's possible that I'll help you pursue a home that I personally haven't seen, but that I have the ability to help you get when you're ready. So I'll be your negotiator. I'll be the person that interacts with you, the one that conveys your message to the listing agent of the properties that you pursue, and I'll be with you every step of the way through the process. We have complete processes once you go under contract. Then we have processes to get us through the option period, to get inspections. I've got great people to refer people to as far as every step of the way. And then certainly between contract and close, there's things that need to be done. I'll be emailing you or sending you reminders, just making sure that everything goes super smoothly. And of course, any resources that you need during the process or perhaps after closing, I'm there to help you with that as well. So again, there's a process. You'll see everything. My goal with these systems and the communications that I have in place is to answer questions before you even know their questions. That's not always possible. And what I find is, especially with people that have bought and sold houses before, many of my clients, many times, I've helped a lot of people move who have moved a lot of times, and what's always surprising to them and certainly refreshing for me, one of the things I love about what I do is it's different every day. It's different every time. The markets change, the forms change, the processes change, the strategies change. For me, it's incremental because it happens so small at a time, but for other people, maybe you haven't bought a home since pre-recession. Well, mortgages have changed, and it used to be you could, no doc loan, sign your name one time, and it's not that way anymore. So just, if you have any questions along the way, again, I try to set you up for what you can expect, and even then, there will probably be surprises, and that's okay. I learn something new every day. The good news is I bring 26 years of having seen a lot to know that we can handle whatever comes our way. So you'll be in good hands. So as always, if you have any questions, best way to reach me is via text. Also email. I do have a full-time assistant, so there are times when she's able to respond to my emails faster than I can. Text message, certainly, Instagram, Facebook, whatever way you like to communicate best. But hopefully this will give you a little bit of an indication of how it is that I work. And if you have any other questions that would be helpful to know in advance of us getting together, please let me know. I look forward to working with you.